everybody. First thing, I've got a new phone, which means I've got a new camera. So I'm hoping we'll see some improvement in the picture and the sound quality on my videos from now on. So let's crack on and see if that's the case. In the last knife review, the Big Daft Schrade, I had to conclude that although it was very well made for 20 quid, it wasn't much use as a heavy use knife, because you'd have to wear quite a heavy glove every time you used it to stop the handle from shredding your hand. However, today's knife, the Maxpedition Ferox, is showing a lot more promise. I think we might be onto something here for a good heavy use budget knife. So if we move over to the desktop and we'll have a proper look. Okay, so here we have the Maxpedition Ferox. Comes in three colours. This green, black or khaki. Comes with either a plain edge or serrated. We've got ambidextrous thumb studs and a flipper. Black blade, all the hardware's black. It's a liner lock, so we've got two quite thin stainless steel liners with FRN handle scales. The specs are open, it's 7 3/4 of an inch long, that's 197 millimeters, and as you can see, it's noticeably smaller than the Big Daft Schrade, but it is considerably heavier than the Victorinox Spartan. So we'll get rid of that, because it's not much use to anybody, and we'll get rid of that. The close length is 4.5 inches, which is 114 mil. The blade is 3 1/4, which is 82.5 millimeters. It's 3.1 millimeters thick, and the steel is 5CR13, hardened to between 56 and 59 Rockwell. Weighs 4 ounces, which is 113.5 grams. Apparently it's designed by Maxpedition's founder, Tim Tang. This is £22 in the UK, which is about $35. Although, if you're in the States, Maxpedition sell it for $30. So, as usual, we do pay a little bit more. We've got a pocket clip on the back. Quite a good strong clip. But there's only one position available, that's tip down. We've got lanyard hole, which looks a little bit small, but Maxpedition assure us that it will fit 550 paracord. So we've got open frame construction, 3 standoffs, Torx head on the pivot pin and the standoffs. The fit and finish is really nice. I'm quite impressed with this so far. It opens very smoothly, and if you peer in, I think you can just about see from the colour that the washers appear to be phosphor bronze. And people who play acoustic guitars are probably quite familiar with that very pinkish bronze colour you get on phosphor bronze strings. So what's the edge like? Just grab some paper. We'll have a leap of faith, and I'll go straight to the phone book paper and see what happens. And this is the factory edge. That's okay, but it's not razor. We've got quite a high flat ground, and then the secondary bevel you can see hopefully just glinting with the silver where there's no coating. On slightly heavier magazine paper. Oh, I think that was me that. That's fine, but I think I will be stropping this one before I put it away. We seem to be catching a bit towards the point. But then, having said that, it's perfectly sharp enough for everyday use. Now, I said the Schrade was no good as a heavy use knife. So here, I've got some double layer corrugated. So I'll just grab a piece of that and see what happens. Try and get this on camera. Now that is straight through with no problem. The Schrade wouldn't have done that. And I reckon once this has had a bit of a once it's had a bit of a strop, it'll be going through that like butter. Ooh. I always struggle trying to keep this in front of the camera when I'm doing the cardboard, but there's nothing wrong with that at all. So I think for £22 this knife is showing an awful lot of promise. I'll show you some close-ups. You'll be able to maybe see the Maxpedition logo pressed into the handle there. The FRN scales have quite a subtle texture but very good grip. And these big scallops are plain. It's a nice design detail. Don't think it makes too much difference to using it. On the back there we've got a slight thumb ramp with a small amount of jimping. Your thumb sits nice there. In previous videos I've said that I don't particularly like flippers because when you flip them, the flipper comes out the bottom, and it looks like a big spare part, like a big daft chin. But what we've got here is the angle of the flipper. It's not in line with the plunge, but it mirrors the same angle. So rather than looking like a sticky out spare part, it looks like it's supposed to be there. And I think it's a very handsome knife. So all in all, I'm going to recommend this. I think just on that cardboard test we've seen some marks already on the black coating. Maxpedition don't say what the coating is, so I don't think it's titanium. It's probably just some powder coat paint. So I do suspect that we will lose a lot of that black coating with more use. But then for £22 I don't see that as an issue. It's not a knife that you would expect to keep as a pretty knife just for playing with. I think it is a pretty knife, but I think it's a very good user knife as well. So I'll show you the close-ups and you see what you think. I like this one. Thanks for watching.